Hey.
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 Let's talk about Star Wars.
Let's talk about Star Wars. Well, I should really actually introduce ourselves first. Okay, so I know you're chomping at the bit. Guys, this is the officially unofficial geek channel. What's happening Wednesday? Okay.
What's happening?
What's happening? What's happening indeed. My name is Carrie Quinn. I am your ever-present host, and with me for the last few Wednesdays now is Joe, and Joe, this is the last episode of Book of Boba Fett.
Let's just get this out of the way first, okay? They dropped a poster for Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I'm really, really excited. Like, holy crap. Like, probably more than Boba Fett, because I don't know why. I just don't know why. I need to see Obi-Wan fight Vader again or something.
And this is something that has been rumored that is going to be happening, that Hayden Christensen is reprising.
Oh, that's not a rumor.
It's not rumor, it's fact.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Oh, shit, okay.
I mean, I don't know if they're going to fight again, but...
Okay, so guys, here's the thing. Before we get any further, I'm also gonna, mark up my things involving this and everything like that involving the show. On What's Happening Wednesdays, lately we've been talking about the Book of Boba Fett. So I want to make sure to preface this before we get any further into talking about Star Wars. Spoilertastic alert. Spoilers. Do not listen if you do not want... What's that now? Spoilers about the last episode of the Book of Boba Fett. At least for this season. We haven't had any word about anything coming up on down the line for a second season, but
they said there could be another season of that, man. That was good.
There could be another season for that, depending on what their intentions were with the show. If it was meant to be just a
filler until the Mandalorian.
Filler until the Mandalorian, like the Book of Boba Fett, how he fits into history. But anyways, the spoilertastic alert. Spoilers. If you have not watched the Book of Boba Fett, episode 7, please, and you care about spoilers, please do not listen, because we got some shit to talk about, and it all has to do with stuff that is spoiler-tastic. So if you haven't watched it, please pause this, go watch it, come back, and let us know what you thought of what we have to say here today, and also about the Book of Boba Fett.
Directed by Robert Rodriguez.
Directed by the man, Robert Rodriguez, who I swear to God, probably is a vampire.
He probably is. He's
probably a vampire. He has like young adult children, doesn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, adult children. Yeah. So yeah, he looks like he's probably around the same age as his children. So this is we're gonna try and entice Joe to come back on future shows, specifically involving Star Wars content.
I have so much Star Wars in my head right now, guys. I've been Star Warsing all day.
He's been Star Warsing all day, and I can tell you I have been witness to that. While I work remotely from my day job, he has been all over the place, Star Wars and it up. Books, comics, posts on social media, videos on YouTube. He is ready. I'm trying to convince him to come back. We might, just a little bit of a programming note. If I convince him to come back for What's Happening Wednesdays when there is no Star Wars, I'm hoping he comes on with me and we talk about something else.
I'll think about it.
All right. We do have beginning in March the Picard season 2. Yeah, so I think, as long as it has star in the title.
I'm a multifaceted nerd. I like Star Trek too.
Yeah. We might have Joe back. But anyways, let's talk about the thing at hand, and let me tell you something. I'm going to ask one question of you. It has been since 2 a.m. for you, then 4 a.m.
Yep.
Because 4 in the morning's when I watched because I couldn't take it anymore, and I put on a pot of coffee and watched.
Mm-hmm.
But you had already watched it.
Yes.
Right at 2 when it dropped.
Right at 2. It dropped a little bit before 2.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes they put it on early, so it's a fun game to just refresh it until it comes on.
Okay, so this is what the hardcore guys do.
Yeah, that's what me and
guys and gals
my friend
do.
Up, we just sit there and I guess he probably refreshes it too.
He probably does it, or he waits for the A-OK from somebody.
We texted each other at the exact same time, so.
Yeah. So you have watched it twice.
Mm-hmm.
You have observed other people's viewpoints.
Mm-hmm.
You have via YouTube, Twitter, what have you.
It's a mixed bag how people are feeling. I know how I'm feeling.
Okay, so
I saw Boba Fett ride a Rancor, okay? That's like a childhood freaking thing. I used to have my Boba Fett sit on top of a Rancor and ride around and shoot people. Like,
see, this is childhood, dream manifestation for
we're
you.
getting ahead of ourselves, but that does happen, and that is
we're getting ahead of ourselves.
If that's the only thing I saw, if that's the only thing that episode was him riding around on a Rancor killing things, I would have been like totally happy with that.
You would have been totally happy with that.
Yes.
But as it is, it didn't just involve that.
No.
It involved a number of other things. What?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Let's go back to the beginning.
Where they're at the nightclub, burnt out.
Yeah, that is really sad. Like it is
I was
really...
hoping we would find Max Rebo alive in there somewhere, just playing his.
No, but I believe in my head canon, Max Rebo was not at work that night.
Yeah, because he's behind everything.
Ooh. we're not gonna go into that conspiracy theory tonight. Believe me, if you are not aware, that conspiracy theory does exist.
It does. It's funny.
And it's like, you know what? If it's true, then you know what? Good for you, Max. Good for you. You're finally on the top end of things.
You're on the up and up, buddy.
Yeah.
You don't even have feet, man.
Yeah, don't even have feet. You're just sitting there.
Arms, something. You just have two sets of things.
Are they arms? Or are they feet?
They're both.
They're both. So like he's just kind of walking around like a penguin.
Yeah, and then he plays his space piano with it.
So he's kind of like a weird penguin dog like being kind of thing.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So Max Rebo ain't got no arms.
Yeah. I'm still coming to terms with that.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we don't have to come to terms with Max Rebo being gone.
Yeah.
They didn't actually specify that. I don't think they really...
Coming up in the Book of Max Rebo.
Yes. That's what we need. We need the Book of Max Rebo. Where is he? Is he okay? Is he just sitting in his apartment somewhere, Mos Eisley, mourning his buddies? He's
done. He's done. He's
like, you know what? He is...
Too much explosions for him.
Too many explosions. Like, what the hell? Poor guy, deals with... the Jabba, barge, and then, this. God knows how many other, shootouts or explosions he's survived. So, cool. We're gonna, all right, so we start off with our main squad of leaders. We've got Boba, Fennec, and in walks everybody's favorite dude.
Yeah.
Din Djarin. He's back already. He was quickly back because he didn't even get to see his little buddy.
And let us not forget the cool mod kids are there too.
The cool mod kids are yes. You're right. They were in there.
Yeah.
They were in the building.
Convinced him to stay.
Yeah, because they're like, we're doing our shit.
Yeah.
We are doing our thing. So he shows back up. Mando, Din Djarin shows up, and he's like, yeah, I'm ready for action. And they start developing a plan. And the plan is basically everybody splitting up to kind of,
watch out for the different sections of town.
Watch out for the different areas. Yeah. And
that goes south. All 3 districts.
All 3.
Because they had a big plan.
No, but before that, we have the lovely terms written on the tablet.
Oh yeah, yeah, we do.
Yeah.
No, that comes after.
Does it come after?
Yeah.
I can't remember. Okay. Well, okay. One thing we had the basically the equivalent of Boba Fett telling
everybody to fuck off.
Yeah, telling everyone that, you know, what I would like you to do is come over here, stick your head between your legs and kiss your own ass. Which happens, and that was a little bit of a comic relief moment, you know, like, yeah, I'll tell him my terms. Yeah, like, you want to negotiate? Let's negotiate here.
Pretty much the whole episode is one big battle, and I loved it.
It was very action-packed. And so, like, everything starts going south, and it's the mod kids that first noticed that things didn't feel right. And basically what had happened was is that each of these teams of
the other syndicate leaders that supposedly were going to be remaining neutral double-crossed Boba Fett. So you have all these syndicate leaders, you know, and all their people joining up with the Pikes and starts, you know, attacking everyone. And so the mod kids, they do their thing. They're taking heavy fire. You have Special K, which is what I'm now calling him, Black Chrysanthemum. Special K is BK.
Special K.
That's what Dr. Afra calls it. BK.
BK?
BK.
Yeah. I like Special K. Because he's
I don't think it's going to stick, but alright.
You know what? We're going to try. We're going to see. You know what? YouTube community, do you prefer the full, you know, Black Chrysanthemum?
Or Chrysanthemum?
Chrysanthemum? Do you prefer what Dr. Afra refers to him as BK? Or do you like my phrase the best, Special K?
Named after a really bad drug that you should never do, kids, unless you want to be stuck somewhere.
No. It's also named after a cereal that has healthy vitamins and nutrients to get you started on your day.
Healthy vitamins and nutrients right in your chair where you won't leave once you do some Special K. Anyway.
So, Special K is you know, taking on a lot of bodies, just kind of piling on top of them.
Yeah, ripping some Trandoshians apart.
Yeah. Well, the Trandoshians kind of like all gain up on him, and it's not looking good at first for Special K, for Chrysanthemum. So, they're like, okay, so what the fuck do we do? And so Fennec Shan goes and helps the mod kids.
On our way to Mos Eisley.
What?
On our way to Mos Eisley.
Yes. And that was a really cute moment where the mod kids were like, thank you, and she's like, manners, I like it.
Yes. Drash is cool.
Drash is awesome.
She's my new crush.
Yeah, she is pretty cool.
Yeah, she's got a robot arm. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the dude with the robot eye.
Yeah, he's cool too.
Yeah, those two seem to be the kind of, you know, de facto leaders of the mod kids.
Yeah.
They're the officers of that department. Mod Kid Security, Mod Squad.
I love them.
So they go like they're gonna head back to where they need to be, and then Special K, you know, makes it back to the sanctuary, and poor dude's having a rough time.
Gomerians don't make it back though; they're splatted all over everywhere. Yeah. Rest in peace. Rest in peace is bacon.
Yep. But
they were loyal too, man. Those Gomerians were pretty loyal.
Yeah. Man, I didn't even think about it, man.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace, Gomerian guards, man. They were loyal. Those were like the most loyal of his people.
You know, the thing is like they did not question him once they realized where that was, when they realized that they were going to be, you know, having a much better turn with Boba Fett than they would with Bib Fortuna. You know, they were like, you know what, we're gonna stop fighting this shit because we're gonna latch on to this. And they were, you know, they were badasses.
Yeah.
And R.I.P. with them. So something happens that I think we need to discuss.
What?
A certain X-Wing.
Oh yeah, let's discuss Dickhead Luke.
Yeah. So we can either go with the idea that he is probably the biggest dick douchebag in space, and by the way, by this time, Cad Bane has made himself known, and if Cad Bane is not the biggest douche in this episode, then it's definitely Luke Skywalker.
He sent a baby with a droid to Mos Eisley, the place of it's a hive of scum and villainy.
As he knows.
Yes, he knows.
He is well aware.
He's been there.
He's been in this area, and he just sends a child.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, one of the things I brought up today with you was, I wonder if anyone else is catching on to this idea. Is it possible that maybe R2 just was like, you know what, screw this kid, I'm going to help you break out, and they stole the X-Wing?
I don't know. I don't know if R2 would do that.
Because R2's a snappy, witty guy.
He's pretty spunky.
Yeah, he's got some spunk to him. Like, maybe R2 doesn't agree with the bullshit attachment thing.
Maybe.
Because R2's like, oh, you don't have attachments. What's this?
Yep.
What's this between me and you?
Your dad was even attached to me.
Your dad was attached to me. Okay, well, we saw how attachments worked out for Dad. Okay? But your dad was attached to me, and you and me? What's this? What is this, nothing? Is this just a work relationship? Are we just associates? You know? Come on. I think we're gonna end up finding out that R2 was like, we're breaking you out. We're breaking you out, kid. You're gonna go back to Daddy, because I know that that's where you want to be.
Maybe.
This whole pressure thing you were put under to choose because of attachments is BS, and I'm gonna help you, kid. And R2 helped Grogu hijack an X-Wing to go to...
Not just any X-Wing. That's Red 5, man.
That's his, yeah. So they hijacked Luke Skywalker's X-Wing. That is my current headcanon until someone tells me otherwise. I think I like that story better, that R2 was like, this bitch, and like helped Grogu like X-Wing Jack.
They just dropped him off. Like they don't know if he knows. Like he dropped him off with some weird lady in a fucking
right. Like
drop a baby off to some weird lady that knew him, but like you don't know that she really knows him.
Like, hey, kid, obviously they drop him off with the mechanic, with the Pelly, the mechanic, and obviously we love this character. I love this character.
Love her too.
I mean, I hope to see more of her. We need Book of Pelly.
Yeah.
She needs to become the official mechanic for Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Because she's got skills,
Anyway, yeah, Luke sent the baby.
Yeah, we're gonna. I am hoping that my headcanon is correct, but yes, it looks like Luke just sent the child Grogu in an X-Wing by himself. Like, I really hope my headcanon is correct, because this dude is like, nothing about kids.
You know nothing about nothing if you're doing this.
This isn't even decent. This is not decent.
It's like,
this is horrible. This is not sending a kid, on a plane with a note,
That's pretty much what he did.
No. This is not sending someone on a commercial flight where the stewardess looking after him and all that shit like that. No, that would never happen nowadays. But this is none of that. This is I'm putting you in the car and putting in autopilot, basically.
Yeah.
And
R2's a pretty,
Now,
I don't know how good of a babysitter he would be.
R2 is probably a very bad influence, and we know this.
Yeah.
He's seen some things. If he were human, he would have that 100-yard, 1,000-yard stare, I think.
And some flashbacks.
Yeah. Like, thank God he's a droid, because that little guy would have PTSD, like, something fierce, probably.
Yeah. Anyway,
so he drops off the kid. Pelly's like, "Hey, kid, what's up?"
They eat some worms, and then back to Boba Fett.
Okay. Well, you know what? Hey, you know what? Let's talk about that for a second. Pelly knows how to take care of a kid better than Luke Skywalker, Master Jedi. Let's just put that point out there.
Master Jedi doesn't mean you're a master babysitter.
Apparently not. Apparently not. You're a cruel motherfucker, maybe.
He just went and picked up the kid, trained him for a little bit, and he's like, "Oh, I'm done with this."
Well, it's almost like that. I think my head. I'm really hoping my headcanon is correct there, and R2 is just like, bitch, no attachments. What are we? So, who would have been like that is L3. She'd been like, oh, no attachments, huh?
Anyway, that's another story for another time.
Yeah. So Pelly, feeds him and then goes out looking for Din, which unfortunately he's a little tied up at the time.
Yeah, dude, he's all the way in another city.
Yeah, and like he shows up. They show up. They've got like that little little. It's not like a motorcycle. It's like kind of like one of those like 3-wheel motorcycle ATV type, situations.
No, it's God, it's one of those things.
Like a little cart.
It's a rickshaw.
Yeah. Okay. So, they show up, and Din's like, "What the fuck? What are you doing here? You got to get out of here." She's like, "Oh no, you don't understand."
Yeah, 'cause there's really big droids now. We forgot to add that part.
There's these really big, like spider-like droids that are shooting everything.
Episode 2 handbook.
Episode 2.
Yep.
So there's these really big droids that have like really big shields, and they're hard to penetrate shields, and they're shooting up everything, something fierce. And Boba Fett and Din Djarin have been trying to fight them, and then Boba Fett's like, "Hold on, try to hold them off here. I got something I gotta go get." So Boba Fett runs off. Fennec Shan is off on her little excursion to Mos Eisley.
This is all happening in Mos Espa.
This is all happening right here in Mos Espa. She's on her way to Mos Eisley. Mos Eisley, we'll get to that later, because Fennec does show back up in the episode. Duh. Okay. So, in Boba's like, "You know what? I got the perfect thing for this. I'm going to go get it. You guys, he's like, Din, try to hold down fort. Okay? And Din is not having too great of a time with that.
No.
Not at all. Like, he's even like, I can't even shoot through this thing. Let's use the Darksaber. And that don't work out very well for him.
Yeah, Boba Fett was still there when he did that, but yeah.
Yeah. So then he just starts kind of like, getting everybody to run. So everybody starts running as best they can. He's behind them.
And that's when he runs into Pelly.
And he's like, "Get the fuck out of here, like this is not the place for you to be right now." And she's like, "Oh, really? Well, I brought someone to say hi." And you get the most wonderful, beautiful moment in the entire show.
Yeah, that was pretty adorable.
Where he's just like, "What?"
It's not the most wonderful moment and adorable moment in the entire show, but it's up there.
Okay, maybe the most adorable moment is coming.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's the first adorable moment.
Yes.
No, sorry. Second adorable moment, because first adorable moment is like, "Hey, kid, it's you!" That's the first adorable moment. Second adorable moment of the entire show is when it's like, "Hey, I brought someone for you!" And he jumps into Din's arms. And Din sees that he has the armor on under his little frock.
Yeah.
So cute. So adorable. And if you watch this and you did not shed a little, or even contemplate shedding a little bit of a tear at that moment.
Yeah.
Then I don't know. I don't know.
So anyway, they're running and running.
They're running and running. This fucking, big ass droid is like shooting and is, there's like those shields are holding up.
And then you hear a growl.
And then you hear the thunderous growl. And you don't just hear a growl, you hear a boom, boom, boom.
Yes.
The footprints of something big, the sound of something big coming to the scene. And guys, we have been waiting for this ever since he got that damn gift.
Ever since Danny Trejo.
Ever since Danny Trejo's guest appearance. Sad that we didn't get to see him again.
I was hoping that he would just be following behind him, like telling him what to do.
Yeah, like, okay, man, now we're gonna go and we're gonna do this. And no, I needed to see more of Danny Trejo. I don't know about anyone else. I needed more Danny Trejo all the time.
Yep.
Whether it's Star Wars or otherwise, because he's fucking awesome. But, so, Boba Fett rides a Rancor.
Into battle.
And it is glorious.
Yes.
There's this moment, and obviously they get to the point where they are weakening the shields of these huge mechanical droids that are shooting up everyone. And they get to the point where they weaken them enough that Din is actually able to walk through, force himself through one of the shields, and he gets all Darksaber on its ass.
Yep.
And then the Rancor actually, like, it's this really cool moment. The Rancors pick this thing up, right? And all Boba Fett has to say is, do it. And it's just like, the Rancor just pulls it apart in like a few pieces and drops it.
That was awesome.
Yeah. All Boba Fett had to do is like, do it. And boom, it happened. Now, we have a little bit, so the Rancor and Boba Fett keep on moving. They keep on going towards the other one. Because there is a second one.
Yep.
And it gets kind of rough there. Because Boba Fett loses control of the Rancor. Now I can't remember, is this before or after?
He loses control after they kill the second droid.
Uh-huh.
He loses control of the Rancor because of Cad Bane.
Yes, that is when Cad Bane shows up. So he loses control of the Rancor when Cad Bane shows up, and he has to deal with Cad Bane, and the Rancor
is ravaging the
town. So it's like, okay, well, what do I do? So enter this moment that's really kind of cool. It's almost like very King Kong-esque.
Yes, when he climbs the tower.
Tower. And the first thing I was thinking of was, oh my god, this is so King Kong. So how are we going to tame the beast here? Well, Din Djarin tries and fails. Tries to jump up, tries to ride the Rancor himself, and the Rancor's not having it because only one person's allowed to ride him. And he gets thrown from the Rancor, and the Rancor is like approaching him like, I'm gonna, crazy murder you, So, cutest point in the show, I believe.
Yes.
No, excuse me, there's another cutest point. It comes after this.
Yeah, I think the cutest point is the Rancor, but you can...
Yeah, okay, alright. We have dueling cutest points in the show. Cutest point in the show, number 1 of 2, is when the like the second time, I think he uses Jedi, stuff.
When Grogu puts the Rancor to sleep.
Yeah.
And
When Grogu like relaxes the Rancor and saves his daddy's life.
Yes.
And then goes to falls asleep next to the Rancor. Oh my god, it's so cute. Now this is this is a couple moments where Grogu uses, the charm of Jedi and the Force on different things.
Yes.
But this is the ultimate moment where he basically just calms the beast down and then goes and pets it and then falls asleep next to it.
Yep.
Because he is done.
Meanwhile,
Boba
Fett is dealing with his own stuff.
Boba Fett is dealing with a major part of his past.
Yes.
Cad Bane. Cad Bane, who earlier in the episode also informed Boba Fett that it was not the biker gang that killed his Tusken Raider friends.
Yeah, it was the Pike Syndicate.
It was the Pikes that made it look like the biker gang did that. So now you've got Cad Bane and Boba Fett face to face. Now, one of the things that I think was interesting about a lot of people and a lot of the series is people trying to figure out, is he still more Boba Fett, the bounty hunter killer, or is he more Boba Fett, the Tusken Raider?
He's the Tusken.
He's the Tusken.
Yep.
Because how did this end with Cad Bane?
Cad Bane got some good shots in on him.
He did. It
looked like he was down.
Yeah. You know what we forgot to mention, I just realized? Freetown.
Oh yeah, Freetown came in and helped her and all that.
Yeah, Freetown came in because... And they were kind of surprised because they had already heard that...
They showed up in a pickup truck because they're a bunch of hillbillies.
Yeah, they showed up in the Star Wars equivalent of a pickup truck, and that was just so badass. They had the guy, driving it, and then everybody's sitting in the back. Like, yeah, we've all got our guns, and they're ready to go,
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw and hunting for some Pike Syndicates.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't believe we forgot to mention that. That was pretty cool. That's pretty fucking awesome.
Well, a lot of stuff happened in this show. So
a lot of stuff to unpack here. And trying to keep this,
I think I'm going to watch it again as soon as we're done talking about it. Just because...
I'm going to go ahead and read, but that's okay. I got to get the video up and then I got a lot of reading to do. But, yeah. I'm sure I'll hear it, whatever you're watching. But, When Cad Bane is getting killed, I'm assuming killed. We assume killed. Because unless they bury the body and have a little funeral, that don't mean nothing in Star Wars land, as we find out.
Yeah.
So the fatal blows to the supposedly fatal blows to Cad Bane, ending the entire situation.
It was with his gaffy stick.
Is with his connection to the Tuskens.
It was awesome. Stabbed him right in the freaking stomach.
It was pretty freaking awesome. Well, it is in his stomach because he, nobody knows a lot about the makeup of Cad Bane's species.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
He's a Duros.
Yeah. So, we get a little bit of the time period after everything and everyone's starting to clean up and rebuild and everything like that. And the... Basically, Boba Fett is look like, and Fennec Shand are.
No, Fennec Shand is in Mos Eisley still because we forgot to tell what she
did. Oh my god!
Jeez, man.
Shit.
Now she's in Mos Eisley, and they're showing the room full of all the main bosses. She's got the best job of all because she totally takes out every one of them.
Main boss and mayor.
Yeah, and the mayor. She hangs the mayor. She hardcore hangs him. You hear a little crack. This is his neck. It breaks.
Yeah.
Dude, that was dope.
Yeah, like we said, there is so much happening in this show. Now, where that is, in between, that is right before we have the moment of everyone's rebuilding and showing much love to Boba. Something really cool happens in the end credits, the mid credits scene.
Well, let's talk about
the number one cutest moment in the entire show, and then we will get to that.
Din flying off with his little baby.
Din flying off with his baby. Oh my god! So if you've been watching Book of Boba Fett, you know that Din has a new ship,
starfighter,
an N1 Naboo starfighter. Which I was corrected, is more like, if you're going to compare it to a car that we would see on the road, it's more not like a Camaro like I previously said, but more like convertible, or not convertible, a Corvette. It's more like a Stingray Corvette.
Yes, sleek. It's for royalty. It's nice. It's beautiful. It's a Corvette.
Yeah. So you have Din in the main pilot's compartment, and you have where a droid would normally be, but they've hollowed that out, and that's where little buddy gets to sit. And apparently they've done the hyperjets on this one, and he knocks on the glass, and Din's like, no. And he does it again. No. And he does it again. Like, harder. Like, come on. It's what I want. And he's like, okay. But this is the last time. And then they open up the hyperjets, and you just see the kid going, hee!
That was adorable.
That is the most adorable moment in the show.
Okay, it is.
It really is. Mostly because he's like, hee!
And then the credits roll. And they roll.
And they roll.
And you're like, what's going on? I wonder if there's going to be an end credit scene.
Because they did it in The Mandalorian. Yeah.
And it shows the Bacta tank. Who's in the Bacta tank?
Who is indeed. We know who's in the Bacta tank.
It's Cobb Vanth.
And guess, but it's not just the Bacta tank.
The guy with the most handsome hair in the whole galaxy.
Yes. But it's not just the Bacta tank. He's getting the full 9.
Yeah, that cool doctor guy that makes people into robots is there.
Yes, the
mod robot guy.
The modifications dude. Yeah. He's there. He's getting ready.
Dr. Modface.
Dr. Mod.
I don't know what his name is.
We're going to call him Dr. Mod.
I think he does have a name, though.
He probably does. So, yeah. Cobb Vanth, guys.
He wasn't dead.
He was not dead after all. Or he was... It's like in The Princess Bride. The truth is, your friend's only mostly dead.
Yes.
So, Cobb Vanth was only mostly dead. Not entirely dead. I wonder, if he was asked what there is to live for, what he said.
Justice.
And I don't think he had...
Frontier space justice.
Yeah. Think it through. I made that little poster. Did you share that with anyone?
Not yet. I should, though.
So Joe yesterday was like, I would really love like one of those motivational style posters that has a picture of Cobb Vanth, and all the motivational message is just think it through.
Yes.
And so I actually made a little one for him, and so think it through. But yeah, I mean that's the episode. Right now we're chomping at the bit now for May 25th.
May 25th.
May 25th.
The 45th anniversary of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, 45 years. 45
years of Star Wars, but actually Lucasfilms as a whole is celebrating its 50th anniversary.
Yes.
Yeah, because I think the first film that they did was American Graffiti, wasn't it?
Something like that.
Yeah.
THX 1138, I think.
Oh, really? That was the first one, and then American Graffiti?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So, yeah, Lucasfilms is doing the 50th anniversary thing. And oh my, oh gosh, I showed you some of those covers for the comics. There's some pretty snazzy stuff. There's some special edition comic covers for the Lucasfilm 50th anniversary special type stuff going on. It's for all the Star Wars comics. There's some really cool looking ones that we might have to eBay.
Yep.
And find. There's one that has it's like a collage like cover. It has Palpatine.
Somehow he returned.
Somehow he returned. And somehow will return. I don't really think that there's anything else to really talk about with
lots of stuff happened. Just go watch it. It's awesome.
Lots of stuff happened, and I know we missed stuff considering the fact that we had to be like, oh wait, we forgot this like a few times here. There's so much stuff that got packed into. It was less than an hour.
Yeah, it said an hour episode, but it's including the whatever.
Yeah. Including the intro, the intro that we always skip. Last time on Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we've got May 25th. We've got a definite date on Obi-Wan Kenobi. May 25th. That's Wednesday, so they're keeping with that Wednesday.
I still think that May the 4th is probably going to be Bad Batch Day, but I don't know.
We haven't had that confirmed. People were talking like that was confirmed.
Yeah.
And that's not confirmed.
It's not confirmed.
It's not confirmed. And I think it's probably one of those things where it's like, oh, you guys going to have 2 Star Wars things going at once?
We'll see.
Because technically it would be, considering, timing.
It started on
and
May the 4th last year.
The Bad Batch did. Yeah. But Bad Batch has enough episodes that we're expecting that it would still be going on.
Yeah.
At the same time.
I think they said there's 16 episodes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. I heard 13. I think maybe 16. I don't know.
There's some amount of episodes.
There's over 10.
There's an amount of episodes that I'm not quite sure of.
Yeah. Well, we will say that. We will say that. So, are there any disappointments that you had? Like you're thinking, oh, this would have been cool if this had happened.
I wish that the last 2 episodes would have focused a little bit more on Boba Fett, but that's, I like what they did. It all pulled together in the end, so I liked it. I don't have too many complaints. I love it.
Yeah. For me, I kind of agree with you on that whole assessment of would have been nice if there was less Mando, more Boba, in those couple episodes.
Mm-hmm. It would have built up the tension more for the end.
Yeah. Like, there's a way that they could have done that, and there's a way that they could, continue this and continue doing Boba Fett. We did have a really awesome "this is the way" moment in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Where he's like, I'm assuming since your people aren't coming, that you're gonna go ahead and go. Boba says that to Din, and he's like, no, I made a promise.
Yep.
And I'm gonna see it through.
He is an honorable man.
Yeah, he's like, it's the creed, and and Boba Fett's like, you really believe in that Banta
voodoo.
The Banta do, and he's like,
yes, I do.
Yes, this is the way. Draws his
like, yes,
arm.
I do, and then Boba's like, good.
Yeah, and draws his arm, and he's like, this is the way.
Yep.
And that was a moment that really stuck out to me. I love the idea of just honor and that kind of, and it's not just something that Din lives by, it's also something that Boba is living by. Now
he is.
Yeah.
Boy. He has changed.
Well, the thing is like, this whole idea of the Mandalorians and the way the stories have been going lately. It's all about changing and loyalty and honor, and even Din changed.
Yeah.
And so I personally have grown to love a lot of Mandalorian history and lore and Mandalorians and shows and everything like that ever since I started watching, in particularly Clone Wars Rebels with Sabine Wren.
Yeah.
And all that. But yeah. So this is the way. And this is the way to, I think, the end of our show for this week, for What's Happening Wednesday. Catch me on Friday doing my special, live anniversary show. I'm calling it Mad Love. It's Flashback Friday. Mad Love, the good, the bad, the Harley.
And you got stuff to open.
And I got stuff to open, and it is going to be a traditional live, folks. So if you are down with joining the chat, I'd love to see you and love to interact with you. So we're going to be talking about the three types of first appearances for Harley Quinn. We've got Batman the Animated Series. We've got the Batman the Adventures comic, Batman Adventures comic number 12. We've got Batman Harley Quinn number 1. That's in continuity. We are also going, because I postponed it, because that's my prerogative, it's my channel. We're gonna dive into Joker Harley Criminal Sanity, which is basically another retelling of her origin.
What? Another one?
Another one. People like to dig deep into retelling and just going over and over again with Harley Quinn's origin. And it's not like it's not like with Batman where I've gotten tired of it. Retelling the Batman origin over and over again. Like, I love it because everybody likes to take their own little spin on the Harley origin retelling. And it's all really interesting. And basically what you got here with Joker Harley Criminal Sanity is it's mixing the lore of Harley Quinn, and it's also a retelling of the Joker's origin story. Okay? And it mixes all that in with some really awesome CSI / Criminal Minds type stuff that you would see in those shows. So it was really awesome. The art is outstanding. Very mixes different styles. You have 2 different artists mixing their styles. One is very Sin City-like, which is really cool. But we'll talk about that all on Friday. And that, like I said, is going to be a live. And so we're going to have the chat. And I'd love to interact with any of you. So that's going to be at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Friday. Flashback Friday. The good, the bad, the Harley. And we've got all of our normal shows, and everything. And so I'll definitely be back for What's Happening Wednesday next week. And I'm going to try to convince Joe to come back. In the comments, let me know how much you like Joe. I've been passing along the comments if people make them about him. So, people like you.
Yeah, I'm likable.
Yeah. So, maybe he'll join me for next week, and we can definitely probably get him back for Picard.
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
And any Star Wars type conversation. So, if I can just parlay this into talking about Star Wars or Star Trek all the time, we definitely keep on. But I don't know. Maybe I can figure it out. But yeah. So that's it for us. For What's Happening Wednesdays. Check out the rest of the channel's content. And I guess Until next time.
See ya.
See ya. This has been fun.
Yep.
All right. Bye, guys.